I got a pound of the tree smoke, break it down to the ground. Only thing I ever follow was the G code. Niggas brand new cars getting repoed, same ones acting tough getting debowed. Ask your man about my shit, bet you.
It's off like a MySpace thing. Like, we just used to talk all the time, and so like just like I was a fan, not like that. I was a fan, man. I was a fan. Imagine. That was my shit. Shout out to Craig David too. You know, that was like big influences. So. You know, I remember I was out for dinner with Shola one night, and she's like, this is a while back. She's like, yo, like, I know you know, but like, yo, do you know about gigs? Like, do you know about gigs? Do you understand, like, how many, like, crazy, legendary records Gigs has, and, like, how ill he is at rapping? And that was when she played me Talking Artists for the first time. And my mind was just blown, man. I was like, yo, these guys are too good. It's crazy. And so... yeah, I just made it a point to shine light on as much as I can. That's what I'm here for, you know. I'm in a really, really blessed position, and people like try again because of all the bullshit. People try and like flip everything on me, like, oh man, you're like you got gigs on a record, you're just using the culture. It's like, no, man. Love, bro, to these guys. You can ask Gigs. Like, you know, those are big moments for him and me. You know, I enjoy that. Like, I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered in the UK scene as like, yo, Drake rated us, man.
You know, the craziest thing you did was on the Night of the Brits, which is, you know, it's like UK equivalent to the Grammys. You came off stage, went straight to the Section Boys show. That's crazy.
But that's just like, that's just something that, like, you know, Skep was like, yo, I'm going to Section show. And I just performed with Ree. You know, and I told Ree, like, yo, I'm gonna meet up with you after. I'm gonna roll with Skep. You know, I was at the Section Boys show in the same outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, yeah, those are just things that are really important to me, man. Like, I love supporting, you know, like Section, the Young Gunners, Dave, AJ Tracy, you know.
How did Wanna Know come to your attention?
Man, it's a crazy story. There's these, like, I don't know what the YouTube account is, but there's just like this guy that compiles, he'll be like, oh, here's 50 songs you need to know from Chicago. Here's 50 songs you need to know from Toronto. So I usually always, like, I'm always watching the Toronto ones to be like, yo, who's got new tunes in our city, because I always pay attention. And then he did a London one. So I was watching it, and honestly, I was watching it, I had my phone like on my chest, and I was falling asleep, I had my headphones in, and I was like 37, 38 minutes in, and the Dave song started, and I like kind of woke up, and I like looked at the screen, and it says the title underneath, so I exited out of it, and I went on, and I listened to the song, I was like, yo, this song is so good. I don't know who the kid is, I'm praying that he's a good youth, you know, I'm praying that, because, you know, sometimes these guys, they get, you know, you never know who you're going to show love to. Sometimes people get weird on you, you know, so I don't ever want...
Even at your stage, even at your status.
Well, even worse in that sense, you know? It's just, I have a thing on me where, I mean, we'll talk about that later. I'll finish the Dave story first. I heard this record and I hit Oliver right away. That's what I always, whenever I need to get in touch with anyone, I always hit Oliver. So I say, yo, this kid from London, you know, you gotta find out about it because I really want the beat, see if I could do a remix. And then obviously, of course, Morgan ends up knowing who manages him, you know. So yeah, we just put it together like that. And then on top of it, the cherry on top was just that everyone was like, yo, that kid's a good youth. You know, he's a good kid.
That's dope.
Yeah, and so yeah, I just did it, sent it back to him. We played it on OVO Sound Radio. We put it up on Apple Music and all that, and it was great, man. It was just a great moment for both of us. But yeah, I mean, just to go back to what you were talking about, it's like, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm fighting against like how big it's all gotten for me. And when I have genuine intentions to always like big people up and show love, sometimes it gets twisted, you know? And I think that, again, just like another thing that people tend to like just bring up as a negative about me, like, oh, you're taking from culture and this, that, and the third. And it really, that bothers me as well, because it's like, people go so far, they reach so far. Like the other day, you know, I dropped the song with Gigs, and I'm seeing all this shit on my IG, on like some random picture of people being like, you took this kid's flow or whatever, right? So I'm just like, yo, what's happening to me right now, you know? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm trying to read, like, figure out who they're talking about. I find out who they're talking about.
Is it the extension guy?
I don't even think that's how you say his name. But yeah, that's
I tried to find.
They call him X. So anyway, I go and I find what song they're talking about, you know, and I listen to it. I'm like, okay, I see where people could draw like this comparison off of like the first two lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern or whatever, you know, and I'm just like, yo, it's crazy that people think that after all this time, after all I've been through, that I'm the type of person to go some song that's on SoundCloud. It doesn't have like 2 plays. It has plays, you know, he has this cult following, and go and think that I'm gonna like take that and make it my own. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not like a person like that, you know? So it just...
How's it feel to be the game now?
I don't know.
You've done it.
I guess. You know, sometimes like it's mixed feelings. You know, sometimes, you know, there's nights where I go into the O2 and see all that love, and I feel like, you know, the greatest emotions I've ever felt. And then there's nights where I just feel like, man, like, you know, sometimes I feel like the most hated, or, you know, sometimes I still feel like a huge underdog. Like, people just kind of almost are too scared to even like give me like support or credit, because they don't want to like be, because that's too like cliche. Like, I don't want to support that because we already know, so let's find the next thing. But listen, I really enjoy making music. I make music for all the people that buy all these tickets and come out and party with me every night. I make music for my friends. I make music about real experiences. And I just am addicted to it. I can't, you know, I don't like stopping. I go on vacation and I start going nuts. I don't know what to do with myself, because I'm just, you know, it's just an inspiring time for us. And it's been that way for like 8 solid years now.
Why is More Life a playlist and it's not classed as an album?
The style in which it's being put together is based off of our concept that is OVO Sound Radio. You'll kind of hear it when you hear the project. I love the way it's put together, by the way. It's really put together as a seamless listen. It's almost like a radio show. Basically, I asked myself, like, man, what would happen if I just did an OVO Sound Radio, but every song was a new Drake song? That was kind of my idea for it, and plus, like, how it's being released, which... I mean, only that guy knows the answers, but yeah, it'll all kind of come to fruition. It's just more an evolution of the mixtape. You know, it was kind of getting tough to be like, hey, I'm dropping a mixtape, but it's for sale on iTunes. It's just kind of like, oh, so that's your album. And I really didn't want people to say, this is my next album. You know, Views was my album. This is something that after Views, I was just inspired. I wanted to, you know, keep the music flowing. I want to keep people excited. Giving people the story to my life, and you know, I don't do this too often. I don't sit with people, like, I just don't. I don't really enjoy it. I like to just save it for the music.
With More Life, you got Gigs on there. Massive look. That's like because Gigs is official out here. He's one of the realest. He's lived it. You know, he's done it, and he represents the streets to the fullest out here. So, what was it like working with him, like, when you was putting a joint together?
I mean, me and Giggs more just became, like, friends. Like, you know, Giggs is one of those guys that, you know, if he takes a liking to you, it just, you know, you just kind of have to build that vibe with him. And then, you know, from him kind of knowing like, he was really into Baka, who's like one of my best friends who's on the road with me, but he liked his music. So we would talk about that. I would always big him up on like features. Like, he did like the song for Suspect called Wonder What. He did like a remix. I would hit him about that. Yo, I'm playing that. I would send him videos when we were playing Whipping Excursion in LA and people were going crazy. And it just kind of built from there, like a real genuine friendship. And then we kind of got into this thing where it would be like, yo, like I'll send you something, and then he'd send it back and he'd kill it.
Right.
And then I was like, all right. And then every time I got in the studio, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna send this to Giggs. Me and Giggs have like 3 or 4 songs. I mean, one's for his project. I got 2 on More Life. And then another one's just kind of there. But yeah, we're also, again, competitive rappers in a great way, you know? Like, Giggs is like the verse, like his verses are just too catchy and too good, and that's what I pride myself on as well. So we just have fun kind of competing and talking to each other about what bars what bars we enjoyed from each other. And yeah, it was good. We just built a good rapport. It was natural. Everybody that I have on the road that's met him has made a point to come to me and be like, yo, Giggs is like a real G. Like, he's like a good, pure soul, you know? And that's tough, you know? Not a lot of people make a point to come and tell me that, like, every night when they meet people. So, yeah, I mean, he's just somebody that I support. And again, he's somebody that I feel like he should be one of the biggest rappers, as big as he could possibly get. So I'm just gonna do everything I can to try and make that happen, you know? And he's doing it all by himself, basically.
You know, with the music, you're killing it. It's like you got the Midas touch. Everything you're doing is popping, and you know, it's the same goes for OVO. It feels like a very real, you know, organization. I don't want to sound so corporate, but like what you guys do and the teams and the people involved. We're
a firm, like real, you know, like the old, we're like an old English firm, like, you know, like the Britain, like the firms in Britain. That's what we consider as well.
How do you feel about the impact of OVO Radio, though? Because I think out of, you know, Beats One, that's had the most impact as a show. Like, that was an appointment to listen. I know people who were like, yo, got you. Like, yo, did you hear that? It's on OVO Radio, you know? Like, it was like, I know people who play the rips from the show, like, just with the ident. So it's almost like that. It's almost like mixtapes from back in the day, like a Clue mixtape or something. It's like, it's crazy the impact that you're having, and it's truly international, though. You know, I think hip-hop before has always been very, you know, US is the home of hip-hop, US-centric, but you guys have opened the doors to, like, the whole world, and there's a shift, I think, in the acceptance of music from other countries, and I think you guys have played a big part in it, you know.
OVO Sound Radio was like the first of its kind, you know. That's why, like, you know, Future set up the situation for us with Jimmy and with Apple. And, yeah, it was just, you know, the OVO blog, I don't know if you remember the OVO blog that we used to run, but that used to be kind of like our headquarters. That used to be our headquarters, and that used to be kind of where we could really share exclusive thoughts, exclusive music with people, and it became a hub to check in with. And we haven't had that in a while because of just how everything's just so accessible, and nobody, like, it's all so spread out. And I think OVO Sound Radio, like, you know, I think you summed it up perfectly. It's like you got to make an appointment to listen because you just really never know what you're gonna hear. And it's great feeling. I mean, we all gather around and listen. Like, even especially when we know we're playing new music, we all sit there and turn our phones on, no matter where we're at, and listen. And it just makes it fun. Again, it just reminds you of those mixtape days. It reminds you of those, like, exclusive, like, New York radio rap days, and or even out here, like, when they break a song on the radio. It's just, it's something that's fun. It's something that brings people together. And I know now, like, they have a bunch of different people with different shows, and, you know, it's going really well for them. But I don't think anybody has the cachet of music to be able to continue to engage people with exclusives.
You don't hold back.
No. That's why I'm here. That's like, you know, I feel like that's the true blessing of OVO Sound Radio is, you know, we've got so many artists that are always willing to fire something off. You know, if it's not me, it's Party, it's Roy, it's Majid, it's Division, you know, and if it's not them, then it's just some like guys from our city that we want to be known, or it's like, you know, people that link us from London, like, yo, we have a new tune, can you just, and I like that, you know, people hit us up like, yo, I have a new song, can you play it on OVO Sound Radio? And it means a lot to get a text like that, because it's like, wow, you know, you could debut it anywhere you want, really. And it's nice to know that our platform is respected, and that me and Ollie always kind of told ourselves, like, yo, those episodes have to be collectibles, man. Like, someone has to put those all together one day and just kind of be like, yo, like, those are like moments in time, you know? And yeah, it's just, it's been a really exciting journey. It's a lot, though, you know? I mean, it's every 2 weeks, so.
I do every week.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't make music, though. That's the difference.
True.
You got to play other people's music.
True,
we got to find, like, we got to find reasons to keep people listening. So, yeah, it's quite a task to take on, but you know, you got to keep them engaged. You got to drop frequently, but it also has to be music that has longevity. You know, it can't just disappear in 2 or 3 weeks or in 2 months. You know, that's the goal. So. OVO Sound Radio.